Light guns. Don't you just love them? It was awesome when they brought them to the home console. A childhood memory. And to this day, they still make you feel like a badass gunslinger. If the bleeding worked. Sadly, they weren't designed to work on modern flat screen TVs. They work on them big old box TVs. You know, the ones that like are big as microwaves? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And you know what? That's not going to stop me from reviewing today's game. Gunfighter, the legend of Jesse James. I think I've already played this game as a kid. I'm not too sure, but I think I first played it on a PlayStation demo disc. Holy shit. Demo discs. PlayStation 1 demo discs. Now we're going back some time. But anyway, this game. Is it any good? Even using a controller? Well, it's time to find out. Here we go. Let's begin with the story. It's simple. You play as the legendary outlaw Jesse James, and you stroll into a saloon to meet up with your girlfriend. But quickly, she is captured by dangerous bandits, and now it's all on you to set out and get her back. When the intro is over, you're thrown head first right into the action. What a great way to open a game. The Undertaker's going to be very busy this month, that's for sure. So at the bottom of the screen, there is a timer counting down. In true arcade fashion, you have to shoot your way through the stage, making it to the end before it runs out. You better be ready with your finger on the trigger, because you don't have time to mess about. The clock forces you to draw on the bandits as quick as you can. This is classic gameplay, and it keeps you in the action. How can you earn some extra time, you may ask? Well, you can shoot these highlighted objects and generally progressing through the stage, killing a bunch of bad guys. If you're a great gunslinger, then time will be always on your side. And by the way, the gunshot sound effects in this game are well done, and it's the same for the reloading. The spin sound effect is so satisfying. Nice. And I think it's cool how ammo is represented by an actual cylinder, and it displays the bullets as well. Definitely a nice touch of detail right there. But once you're empty, be prepared to be pissed off. Hearing Jesse say, reload for the 100th time. Reload, empty. Reload. Reloading! How the fuck can you do that with this thing? These cowpokes are serious fucking men. You'll need to watch out for incoming fire at all times. If you stay out of cover for too long, you'll be shot in the face. I do like the flesh wound effect. It's a brilliant idea to show that you've been hit, and every time you take a hit, you lose a playing card. Essentially, this is your life bar. Again, another neat idea, and to recover them, you have to shoot whatever this is. And if you lose all your cards, you'll likely know what happens next. You die. But you get to come back with a fuck off minigun and a bad attitude. Well, I lied about that part, but that would be cool though, wouldn't it? Thankfully, this game has checkpoints. It's good that you get to restart from where you died. If you didn't, the timer would be up your ass. And speaking of a minigun, there's a few areas where you get hold of one. It's alright, the gameplay doesn't change much. It's still the same thing, shooting at bad guys. I guess there's only so much you can do with an on-the-rail shooter, and that's the game's biggest problem really. Unfortunately, like other on-the-rail shooters, Gunfighter suffers from repetitive gameplay. Each stage has to do the same thing, shoot every living target and just move on. Plus, waiting between sections breaks the pace of the action. And the fact that I'm using the controller just makes aiming far more difficult than it needs to be. Especially towards the end, there's more enemies on screen at one given time. You can't aim fast enough, it's a terrible disadvantage. It's actually bullshit. What the hell? Despite that, I tell you what this game is really going for it, and that is personality. One play session alone, and you'll have your Western desires be fulfilled. You'll feel like you're Clint Eastwood from the movies, as you have several gunfights across various locations, such as saloons, deserts, mines, and even a train. Yeah, a train. You have to beat the cop to save your girlfriend, all while clearing out the carriages. You actually do feel like a badass outlaw, taking out every enemy in just a matter of seconds. It's absolutely amazing.
Pull the brakes. Stop the train.
Oh, Jesse, I thought I was surely gonna die. Are you leaving me already?
Gonna give Carson the fight of his miserable two-bit stinking life.
So, what? After saving your lass, you're just gonna leave her there? In the open wild? But she's a target now! In the desert, bandits could easily return and take her again. Oh no! Even worse! She's practically a meal for a cougar! And for what? Revenge? To seek out and kill the man who is responsible for all this? Is Jesse a moron? He came all this way and just left her there! He didn't even try to take her to safety. What a prick. Yeah, it turns out you're a bad boyfriend on a suicide mission. The final stage is tough. The town has been completely taken over by Carson's men. And yeah, they're not friendly people. They have only one goal in mind, and that's to put you in a coffin 10 feet under. One big lad is so confident in killing you, he brought his fist to a gunfight. Yeah, good luck, son. If you manage to survive the waves of madness, Carson calls you out to finish the fight once and for all. It comes down to a classic one-on-one duel. When the clock strikes 3 AM, only one man will walk away from this town alive.
You have a nice day.
And just like that, the story ends with Carson dead in the lonesome streets with the rest of his gang. They're all ready to meet The Undertaker. A fitting end to a brilliant game. What a game! This has got to be one of the greatest on-the-rails shooters I have ever played. The music keeps you hooked from start to end. You feel like a badass outlaw who is unstoppable. But most importantly, that makes this game a fun experience. It's just a damn shame I couldn't play with a light gun. I know just what to do to conclude this review.